Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 65, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you, to any podcast service out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. How are you doing, Lex?
I'm doing okay. It was a week. It happened.
Oh.
I know.
So another self a blog kind of week. That's
No, it wasn't bad.
Mhm.
Yesterday was a little odd. I think I've uncovered a conspiracy with crematoriums.
You have to put the tinfoil hat on. Is this what you're gonna have to expect now?
Do we want to put our tinfoil hats on for a sec? All right. You guys all know Dax. He would meow in the background. Sadly, he passed away. I got him cremated, and I paid extra for a paw print of his because he was a 6-toed cat. Guess what? The ink print and the paw print both have normal toes. So where's my cat?
Oh no! So you pay extra money towards that?
Yes, I did.
So weak.
I think they use stamps or some sort of like already pre-made form. But it just was disappointing. Now I could be wrong, and someone accidentally has my paw print. But I highly doubt it. So yeah, it was a little weird. That was my weird thing. But Harley spent the night last night, so I'm a little groggy because she woke me up at 7 a.m. this morning. But the week was good. I was 5 minutes away from beating Song of Horror, and the presence murdered me. Now I have to start the whole game over again. I'm not.
Oh my gosh!
What? Like you don't have a pre-save, or it doesn't allow you to pre-save any of that?
Care. It hates you and it makes you start over. I was out of characters. It's not my fault they die quickly.
You're the one that's killing everybody, though.
No,
it's your fault for that.
I couldn't do it.
That is heartbreaking. I know. And deceitful. You are correct. It was just very odd, the whole thing. But I did get a paw print of Dax before I took him. But it's very hard when you're crying to like push your poor deceased kitty's paw into clay. So it was a little. I gotta like fix it up a little bit. But yeah, Song of Horror. I hate you. I'm coming for you tomorrow. Monday. Well, maybe tomorrow because I need to subject everyone watching me go through the motions of starting the whole game over again. I don't know.
Well, you need to beat this. You're fully 100% invested in this game. You've been playing this for months now, so
I'm ready.
Yeah. That and the fact this was my suggestion to you to play this game, so you need to hurry up and finish it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So that's cool.
It is really good, but the last one's hard because you only get 2 characters. So the last chapter is like if you mess up, like you're done. So
but
yeah, I digress. I'll shush now.
That's cool. All right, and we got on the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What is going on, my dude?
Chilling, my friend. We got to play some of the Cold War multiplayer last night. That was fun. That was cool. We finally, obviously, this episode, we're going to be talking very much so about the PlayStation. We got the price. We got the date. It's going down. I am pumped, ready to go about that. Other than that, it's just been grinding at work. Still thankful to have a job, still being able to work and whatnot. So it's been good. No complaints on my end.
Awesome. That's good to hear, man. That's really always good to hear. So glad you're keeping it safe, easy, chill as you possibly can. So that's tight. And we also have a special guest today, as always. We got a very awesome person. It's the second time he's been on the show. I think it's the first time we've done the 4-panel. Yeah. And then also he plays he's a variety streamer. He's a musician. Check out his mixes. Go to his check out his page, the Heine House on
He serenades your mom.
Yes, we got Jason Heine from Heine House. How's it going, sir?
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you for having me on. Thanks for the invite again. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's great to see everyone. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, man, you should check out his stuff. Besides this back wall, his whole setup is freaking crazy. Like I would say, and he loves racing games. Like so like the one recently that I've been playing was like Hot Shots Racing, and and I know you've been playing with your community as well on Twitch with it. So I was just kind of wondering what did you think about Hot Shots Racing?
Well, it's interesting you asked me that, Mr. Davies, because I actually produced 12 of the songs on the soundtrack to that game.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm part of the team on that one, man. Yeah, Sumo Digital, Lucky Mountain Games. It's on PC. It's on Switch. It's on PS4. It's on Xbox One. We released it last week, and it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. What an experience. It's a dream come true for me, being a arcade racing fan from just a little boy all the way up, even today. So being a part of that team and actually injecting my love and passion for 90s arcade racing and you know, the music and the sound of the 90s and 80s, it was really a dream come true. And I really did my very best to put everything into that game. It's a great soundtrack. It's streaming on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, you name it. And wherever you listen to music, it's there. I have a YouTube playlist as well on my YouTube channel. But just look up Hot Shot Racing soundtrack. I did a documentary talking about the old 80s and 90s synths and drum machines and my production, and we have some behind the scenes stuff. This was 5 years in the making for me. The game has been in production for almost, well, the original concept was about 10 years ago in 2010, but it has since about 2015 is when it really started to take off. And so I'm trying to summarize this as quickly as I can and not bore everyone, but it is a huge thing for all of us. Sumo Digital, you know, those are the Sega guys, you know, the right-hand team there. Outrun and Sega and Sonic All-Stars and Transformed. They've made so many great games. Their heritage is in racing. So yeah, it's just a really great great thing. So when you mentioned that, I just wanted to mention, because you didn't know I did the soundtrack. That's the bombshell. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
that is awesome.
Yeah, I totally yeah, I know you've been working on that, and you guys have been working on that for a grip too. So just to see, you know what I mean, that project come to fruition and all pull together, dude. Like I can only imagine what that feeling, you know, and being a part of that must be like, dude.
Yeah. It's really unlike anything I've ever experienced, for sure.
Hey, saying that we need to bump Jason's thing up just a smidge, so that's cool. Smitty. So that's fine. That's awesome. That's a really cool experience on that. Man, that's so crazy. Was any of the crew from AM2 a part of it too, or was it like, or anyone that was a part of AM2 kind of, you know, towards it?
I don't believe. I believe that disbanded a long time ago, but I know that the heritage of sumo is deep for sure. So I know that there's a lot of I know the team that did Transformed were directly involved, and then there's also quite a few games. I mean, they did work on Horizon, and they've done, you know, so just, I mean, the team, Lucky Mountain Games. I mean, Trev Lay, he's the creative director. He did the Burnout games, and he went to Rockstar London for a long time. And so the heritage of racing games is definitely strong in the development team for Hot Shot Racing. And that's why it's really, I mean, the praise has been great. People love it. They actually see and are playing the vision that we all saw so long ago. So yeah, it's great.
That is awesome. That is so awesome, dude. Yeah, I was like I said, that was pretty cool. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to hear "Rolling Start" like from the old Daytona USA.
Rolling Start. Yeah, I love it.
Exactly the same way. It's like Rolling Start. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, love it. Oh man, but as for me though, I've just been I've been on the grind on beating so many games on my backlog catalog, and because of the Twitch of my my push on wanting to do a regular Twitch like, you know, schedule. It's been pushing me to play more different games. Like this week I finished Panzer Paladin. What was cool was that the people from Tribute Games, shout out to Tribute Games, came by our stream while I was doing it, and then there was very nice and very cool and was pushing on it and helped us out on some things. So definitely big shout out to them. Beat that, start, and then have to have a chill day with the Animal Crossing, and then just go with X-Men the next day. And I don't think I'll do Ultimate Alliance ever again, because that nightmare of a code like online code is just not worth my time. So
I love the fact that you were enjoying Animal Crossing, though. I felt like originally you were kind of not really against it. Like you just weren't like, you're like, meh, kind of meh about it. So
look at it this way. I had the game. I've had the game ever since the game came out. I never played it. And then and then it took me, like, it had to take someone from my community to say, here's 20,000 channel points. I want you to play an episode, one of your streams on Animal Crossing. That's what it took for me to play it. And then once I started playing it, I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. It's a nice diffuser. Let's say that it's a nice diffuser of like playing everything that you've been doing. Then you just have that one day where it's like, it's just chill. The game is about absolutely nothing. It's just doing simple stuff, and then kind of like, clear your palate and just have fun, do whatever the heck you're wanting to do on your island. And that's exactly, and surprisingly enough, that's exactly what I need, because like I'd be playing Star Wars, be playing some crazy games, and then now all of a sudden you're just calm, you're just planting trees, building houses, and stuff like that. So I think that's what that balance is that works so well.
At least you didn't have someone named Indust just build a house on your beach like a bum.
Build a house just randomly.
Why'd you do that? And then you never come back. Now my eyes are like, where's Dust? I'm like, I don't freaking know. I have to do all this on my own now, and your house is in the way. So. He needs to claim territory on your island. Name of my island is called Walgreens, by the way. So, so we'll go with it. Yeah.
You can fill your prescriptions over here too if you need to.
You put all your subscriptions inside the sand, and we'll just leave it right there. Just so we'll just don't do anything with them. Exactly. Right. So we'll go with that.
Stop throwing me underneath the bus. Who accused me every round of Among Us? Oh, I'm throwing you under every bus that ever comes towards you in the near future for the next several years.
Lex doesn't keep grudges, but anyways. Well, I don't want to be talking about my Animal Crossing skills. So let's just go to the normal rigmarole like we usually do. So each of us picks a new topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to just talk about this amongst ourselves. We want everyone on Twitch to be a part of the conversation. So if you hear something, don't feel free to just chime in, talk about it, so we can, and then we'll respond with the matter. We have people checking the chat at all times, and we would love y'all's input on what we talk about. So let us talk about the biggest thing that happened this week, that everyone's probably, a lot of people who are gamers were looking into and was interested in, the PlayStation showcase that happened this week. So very highly anticipated, because we are like about less than 2 months away theoretical 2 months away when the system was supposed to be coming out. We didn't have any information on price. We didn't have any information on on the release date. So we finally got that information from doing this. So PlayStation on Wednesday did a 50 minute showcase of games that are coming out on the system, as well as price and date. So the official price for the new PlayStation 5 is going to be $399 for the all digital version, and $499 for the disc version. So the all digital version is going to be it's $100 more than what the Xbox Series S is going to be providing. But they are directly competing with the Series X for their flagship game system. But as for the showcase that they did introduce, they decided to go hard like immediately. Like they didn't build up for anything. They were like, okay, here's some of the games that you should be expecting when the system will be not coming out, but expecting when the system does come out. Like So the very first game that they announced was Final Fantasy 16. This is their very first official announcement of the Final Fantasy 16 that's coming. That's coming. It's currently it's an exclusive on console wise. It's an exclusive only on the PS5, but it's going to be coming out on PC. There's no date. There's no estimated date on when that's going to be coming. When it's coming out to the system. I think they said 2021, but I don't believe it's coming out next year. Personally, but then like with that announcement, the trailer looked really cool and stuff. So yeah, there you go. That was a real big one. Then after that, the next one was excuse me. The next one was with Miles Morales gameplay, the Miles Morales, and they actually showed gameplay of Miles Morales Spider-Man of the series and stuff. So I just think that like certain things like so they actually showed how the gameplay is going to be. I mean, it's more Spider-Man, but it's a different it's not Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So that looked really cool and stuff. So like the look of it, the battle system, and what I would suggest is that if people have access to it, I would strongly suggest they should do it. Go on YouTube, watch that trailer again in 4K, and you'll definitely love how this game will look. And then this is surprising. This is an opening day game. They say it's coming out in this year. So that's freaking amazing. And then they did another official announcement with what's it called, with Hogwarts Legacy. This was leaked out a year ago originally. So when this game so when they showed like some small things about it, but now they're officially announcing the game Hogwarts, the new Harry Potter game that's coming out. It looks like a action based, like, create a character third person thing. Like it unfortunately doesn't really show gameplay, but it does show like the kind of world that this is going to experience in. So like, but it looks really good and stuff. So they didn't have a date on this one as well. So yeah, but like but other than that, I mean, there was also among some other big games. Like I think the one that that I'm actually looking forward to is the new IP, like Deathloop. I think looks like a really fun game to check out. Which they need to show more stuff on. Demon Souls, the remake, was freaking amazing, and stuff like that. So and then the biggest one was like the last tease that they announced of them all throughout the whole showcase was a new God of War 2, which was that's they say it's coming next year. So that's gonna be the biggest AAA title game that's coming out throughout the whole deal. So that's like just so much. There's just so many games. Like when it was like throughout the whole showcase, it was like, holy crap, dude! There's just so much that was in on this. And I felt like after when Final Fantasy 16, it got my attention, and then they showed the next thing, and then it was like, oh wow, that's a big banger too. And then just more bangers and stuff. They did a really good job on the showcase, and it's so I just wanted to get y'all's opinions. Like, what did with the showcase? Did this showcase do anything for you on like solidifying that you're going to get the system, or what did y'all feel about the showcase itself?
I'll let Jason go first here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this is the moment we've been waiting for, right, folks? Microsoft jumped first. And so we were all looking at Sony to see what they were going to bring to the table, what they were going to do, what they were going to present to us. And I think everything was, done in a way to where they thought everyone could consume that the right way. Final Fantasy 16, boom, hit you with it, get everyone's attention, and then come into the table with all these other great games too. I thought Deathloop looked fantastic. To be honest with you, I thought that looked really good. The thing we have to remember too is that it's difficult for these AAA developers and publishers to come out and do a new IP, right? So I thought this may sound weird or whatnot, but I thought, and we'd already seen Deathloop. I know we saw early concepts of that at an earlier presentation. It was last year sometime, but I think that needs to be given some proper respect, because we're usually getting HD remakes and remasters. I mean, in today's world. So
right.
to have a new IP like Deathloop, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm giving it up, man. A round of applause to them. I'll give it up because for them to take a chance and do things, it's very risky. Even for AAA, where they're spending millions and millions of dollars on the IP, and then if it doesn't do well, it's dead in the water, and we've seen that. I mean, through the 2010s, how many developers you see go under? The rise of indies. Now we're dealing with the rise of indies now.
Right.
Because of that, they're branching off, doing great things, which is great. But getting back to Sony, yeah, I thought that was fantastic. I thought Spider-Man looked incredible. Getting back to Spider-Man, I mean, Spider-Man on PS4, do you remember when that launched? What was it, holiday 2 years ago, I think it was?
Yeah,
And
about 2 years ago.
they sold that limited edition PS4 Spider-Man edition.
No.
That thing was like, you could not even get a hold of it. The PS4,
Right.
People had PS4s, but they were buying another PS4 just to get like that bundle. Like that's insane. So it was way cool. The game's fantastic. It looked like I was watching a movie, and yeah, I'm really excited for that as well. So overall, I thought the press conference was great. I thought the pricing, it's right where I think it needs to be. It's that sweet spot. And to be honest, now I'm not a fanboy on any one particular console. I look at everything. Obviously, you can see behind me, I've been collecting since the early 80s, and I love all the consoles. PC, I play all these. My thing is now I think we're going to shift into an industry where it's really going to be about value for the service. It's going to be who has the best service, who has the best value, and who has the games. Remember last year we had the conferences where Microsoft saying, "Oh, we're going out and we're just buying every single developer we can." Sony, same kind of concept. Remember Sony's big thing? They're saying, "Hey, look, we want to bring games to PC." Tripped everyone out. Everyone's pissed off. What? You're gonna what? You're gonna do? Yeah, straight up. Like they see the value in the market. It's money. It's all money, folks. We know it's all
but
money.
then again, when you think about it, like what Sony's natural move would have to be PC because Sony's has always had a strong first party support structure with all the different studios that they've had with Santa Monica and so many different versions. Like I mean, there's so many places, but they can only do so much. Where they'll be like, okay, we're going to be pigeonholing it to just one specific console. The next step would definitely be PC for them to do it, especially if they're wanting to compete directly with Microsoft.
It makes complete sense. I mean, I read the press overview of what on that interview or that overview what they said, and it was Sony's looking at it like, hey, look, we have these games, we have these IPs. We're gonna push it to PC for one reason. That reason is if those gamers are playing on PC exclusively, then they're probably not going to make a switch or commit to a full-on switch. Let's push the game and get $60 out of them. Let's do it. And why not? That's great for gamers. That's great for PC gamers. It's great for people who are into PlayStation and everyone who plays on Sony platform. This is great. This is great. It's a win-win for everyone. So, I mean, I know people, and I understand it completely. You become attached to something, and you almost, in a way, the exclusive games, in a way, you sort of take this sounds weird, I know, but you kind of take ownership a little bit for yourself and for the game. Like, this is exclusive to Xbox. This is a PC exclusive. This is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Like, this is my game in a way. So when that sort of breaks down or you start to hear rumors about that, I mean, it starts to get a little funny, a little weird. So I can see how people have that reservation or those thoughts, but
I don't know if
think
it's
it's a
prevalent.
win-win for everyone.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as prevalent as it was back in the day. Like, you were a
totally
Sega kid or a Super Nintendo kid or stuff like that. Because but I definitely understand like the level of pride that it was like, oh no, I'm Sony all the way. Sony has what makes Sony successful is that Sony gives you a reason on getting your system. Because like how I feel like Xbox kind of antiquated themselves when they decided to say when they said they want to make you have the idea of playing your game on console or on PC. If you have a PC, if you're a PC gamer and you have a good PC rig, there's no justification for you to buy the console at that point. Like it's just
I agree completely. Yeah.
You know that you're going to get it. And then plus their library isn't strong. It is not strong enough to justify, even in my personal opinion, not strong enough unless you're wanting to get the older stuff, the 360 stuff. truly, but like the next gen stuff with the Xbox One, not really that strong enough to be for me to even justify the console itself.
Well,
so like
I mean, I've been saying that for a grip though too. You know what I mean? Like, really Microsoft strategy, how I see it, is they just want you in their ecosystem. They don't care how you get in there, whether it's Game Pass. Again, they're and it's kind of indicative of the S series. You've got this much cheaper version of it that's going to be a lot more consumer friendly to your casual gamers. So no matter what, they're still going to be getting all these people into that system, because we all know they're trying to push in cloud gaming and working in that space and whatnot. I think that they're playing a long game as far as with this. You're right. They absolutely need to beef up their library of games. They need a reason for people to want to play, because that is the big reason with Sony, is the fact that they've got these exclusive games. Me personally, I don't care. Again, I'm kind of in that mindset of Microsoft. Like, let me just play my games that I have wherever I want to play them. Don't gatekeep me, and make me have to use proprietary things. Like, I own or I don't own the game, but I have a license to play it. Let me play it wherever I want to play it. So Sony realized it. They've been proprietary for quite some time. They could not catch up in that cloud gaming space. That's why they had to buy into Microsoft, so they can get their hands of some of that infrastructure and then kind of build out from there. So, yeah, it makes sense, dude. I can kind of see where I feel like these companies are going and what they see as the future of gaming.
Well, I mean, I kind of give it with a little bit of an argument that we can circle back to a little bit later. But what did you think of itself with the PlayStation Showcase as a whole, though, Smitty? Like,
I am totally a fanboy. I loved it from the moment they hit me in the face with Final Fantasy 16 till the end, dropping the price, dropping the date. You know what I mean? We all knew that had to be coming next. Again, it's been crazy that the fact that it's been so close to the chest up until this point, how they were able to accomplish that, I have no idea. But again, they've kind of, what's that?
They did a horrible job. Yeah, so he's done.
Their marketing's been weird. I feel like this has been weird.
All of this.
Yeah, no, it's been really, really weird. And then
utter garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing, one of my most annoying points is the fact that we didn't even know about, they didn't say anything about backwards compatibility. And that was that's a big issue, in my opinion, with like, don't get me wrong, I don't care about like full backwards compatibility from all generations. But at least to the extent you could at least answer PS4 backwards compatibility. I mean, because
well, I think they did, didn't they?
The same. No, yeah, they did in a tweet. They didn't even emphasize
like in an official capacity or anything like that.
Official update kind of thing. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like they're all over the place. It was terrible. And I was just like, why would you so someone would have to be observant enough on social media to say, oh yeah, it plays 99% of the whole deal. Why can't you put that as a selling point it's a selling point to your system? It doesn't make sense,
right?
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's
what were you saying?
Yeah, and I mean, even speaking on that point though, like, I don't know because I know that there's weird changes between like PS1, PS2, all that stuff. I think that stuff will end up getting squared away later on down the road. As far as maybe, I don't know. But I mean, again, that's never really like, I'm not one to really want to look back. I want to see what you guys are going to make in the future. How are we going to utilize the new technology to make this, badass experience, with the new generation and everything like that. So like backwards compatibility, like the only thing that I thought was a positive was that we know on launch day with PS Plus, we're going to be getting a ton of PS4 titles, day one on launch, which was an issue on PS4 drop because there just wasn't enough to play when it initially came out. So like knowing that there's going to be at least games to be able to play and stuff like that, that I was like, that's awesome. We got a bunch of the, we know now what the launch titles are going to be or when things are going to be dropping and whatnot. So yeah, this was awesome. This was, I was waiting for this announcement. I felt like they punched us in the face right out the get-go, and they kept the hits going time after time. So I love the fact too that they did talk about Deathloop, because that's one of those interesting games that's different. And it's always nice being able to see something different outside of the box and whatnot. So I'm really excited about being able to play that game. That is definitely on my list.
I want to know about like I've always kind of had this weird argument with people about backwards compatibility. I'm actually kind of interested with you, Jason, and what you thought about like how important, like, to me personally, I think backwards compatibility is a little overrated when it comes to that. Like when it comes to, because like exact to what Smitty's point is, that you wanting to look ahead with your technology in the future from the most part, but like to expect your system to the current systems to play like all the way back to PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 and stuff like that, like what, like where are you on like backwards compatibility? Because I personally think it's not necessary specifically to worry about for like a PS5 to be able to play like that far back. Like where's your view on that?
Yeah, it's a big topic. I mean, is it something that I would be interested in? Yeah, absolutely. Is it something
Uh,
that I think is realistic for them to do? No, just I know a little bit about the hardware and the emulation community and how different the consoles are. I can put my PS1 or PS2 disc in my PC over here, and I can run a PlayStation emulator and use upresing, and I can upscale it, and
yeah.
I can do
Mhm.
anti-aliasing, and I can add all these great features, and it plays amazing. It's wonderful. And so I can do that here. That doesn't excuse the fact that I think that would be a perk and something that should be looked at. But again, you both have talked about it, saying you're interested in them looking forward and seeing what the future is for this. And they absolutely should. I mean, this is how we do it, right? We look forward, we go forward to the next and latest and greatest. But
Mhm.
putting this into context a bit, though, too, think about this, folks.
Mhm.
The reason why people even talk about this or bring this up are a few reasons. One, is it our fault that we want it? Like, I know you're saying it's a little bit overrated. You feel it's overrated. That's totally fine. I look at it like, if the community is saying, "Gosh, I really wish we could have PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 backwards compatibility all the way back," that's not
Mhm.
our fault for wanting that. Why? It's because Sony has offered that in the past for most of their consoles, right? So PS
Mhm.
PS2 PS2 could play PS1. Cool. When PS3 launched, all right, I still have my 60 gig launched $600 console. Still have it. I'm afraid to
Ooh.
use it, but I still have it.
Yeah.
It plays
That's a good
PS1,
challenge.
PS2, PS3. That's not my
Mhm.
fault. That's not my fault that
Uh-huh.
I still want it. All right. I
Yeah.
want it because Sony offered it. All right.
Uh-huh.
So, in a way, you can look at it kind of in that context and be like, that's why people want it. But they've pigeonholed themselves. All right. If they had
Mhm.
never offered that from the beginning, if the
Mhm.
PS2 never played PS1, if the PS3 at launch never played PS1 and PS2 games, if it was never an option, people wouldn't have
Mhm.
even brought it up. All right. But the fact that they have, now
Yeah.
people are interested, and they've kind of done this to themselves. They've pigeonholed themselves because they offered something that they actually, unless they make the console $1,000, they can't invest the hardware. They would have to basically have a PS2 and a PS3 and parts of the PS4 architecture, software, hardware integration
Yeah.
in this one unit. That's going to take the console to be very expensive.
Yep.
Do you think people are going to spend 800, $900 on it?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
but
not.
come on, but like at the same time though, like when you think realistically, it's like when you really sit down and seriously think out realistically when the system came out. I mean, like we're in 2020. System originally came out in 1995. So you're telling me like to say that like theoretically, yeah, it'd be a cool feature. I don't believe there's enough justification in my own personal thing and just regular logic. Then don't get me wrong, because I know we're all OG gamers and stuff like that, and it might be a little bit different for us, but like I don't see the full justification as a whole, like as a full collective, to expect a newer system to be playing games that far back in the sense. And what really kind of threw the wrench into all of that process was the PlayStation 3, because the PS3 had a different way of coding games, which is the most difficult, was actually out of all 5 of them the most difficult way of coding games, and which was giving it the biggest pain in the butt for people to be making games on that system. That kind of threw the wrench in to worry about like backwards compatibility to that point. But like I kind of feel that like yeah, you're right. You're right that if they didn't introduce it initially, then we wouldn't be asking for it. But at the same time, I don't feel like come on, dude, like to say that the people are going to be actively wanting to play PS2, PS1 and PS2 games as a full on whole collective. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's going to be that could be possibly be the case though. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
don't think
just
the
me.
demand is high enough. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where I was kind of coming off from it. But the one thing I will say though for backwards compatibility was like I really don't see how they can't give us our digital content that we have purchased from PS3 to play now, at least to that kind of level is my thing. Like for instance, like if I wanted to play X-Men the arcade game, like I would have to play it on my PS3 because I can't move it forward in the digital digital content for any of my systems. I've always hated that. My whole biggest complaint was like with Scott Pilgrim is like I bought Scott Pilgrim like 10 years ago, couldn't play that anymore because I don't have PS3 and stuff because of that kind of like there's no justification on why I can't access that stuff if I purchased it already. Not
when we have an account. We have a
Right.
PSN account.
Yeah.
It's linked to everything that we do on PlayStation Network. That should be an umbrella.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why we're region locked out of that stuff too. And that's what angers me. Yeah, well, yeah, that totally angers me on that. But yeah, but like I could literally like talk about that forever. But Lex, we didn't hear from you though. Like overall, the showcase. Yeah, sorry, kind of left you out a little bit on that.
It's
but the showcase. Well, how was the showcase for you? What did you think?
You know, it got me pretty excited about the games.
You're not a console gamer either, right? You're not really a console gamer. You are?
Okay. I was a huge console gamer. So I did have a PC growing up. That was my first. I played the NES at my grandpa's house, but it was for like the cousins, you know, like the grandkids. So me and my cousins. But because I was always from out of town, guess what? I was last in rotation. I only got it for like 2 minutes. Donkey Kong. But my first handheld was a Game & Watch. And it was, you know, a Donkey Kong, and I loved it. I probably said it wrong again. Is it Watch and Game? Game & Watch?
It's Game & Watch.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. So I was right. I still have it. It still works, by the way, if you're curious. I have the highest score as well. Sorry, Dad. My dad's still so salty about that. But, you know, I've been wanting some new games. I'm getting a little stagnant, and it's very rare that happens. I've also kind of delved more into the world of indie horror games, which I am fine with. When I saw Five Nights at Freddy's and I heard her voice, I knew immediately. I was like, I know this. And I went back and watched me watching that because I remember I was like, I knew in like the recesses of my head that I knew what was happening. But I just couldn't quite it was like, you know what you're hearing, but you're not quite sure if it's the ice cream truck outside or not kind of scenario. But then I didn't see, oh, cute, I like it. I didn't see the animatronics crawl across in the kitchen, where Smitty had seen that and was like, oh, I don't like it. And I missed that. And if I had seen that, immediately I would have been like, oh, it's the new Five Nights at Freddy's. But I was really excited about that. I'm really excited about Oddworld. I'm even excited about Hogwarts Legacy, and I don't know if I should be. But
wait, why if you don't know if you should be?
I don't want to line her pockets, man. I really don't. I mean, we can talk about that for sure, but
yeah, we can talk about
overall, I thought it was a great presentation. I think again, their marketing all year has been wonky. They need to fire everyone. I think that was the best thing they've done in the last 5 years, to be quite honest, as far as like a premiere goes. And I rewatched the video twice. It's that good. It almost made me want to buy one. My pops, of course, was like, "Hey, how did the thing go?" Because my dad knows my schedule. And I told him, and he goes, so you want one? And I said, maybe. And he goes, well, put a reservation in and I'll get it for you for Christmas. And I'm trying to explain to my dad that that's not how it works. You know, with limited supply and all of that. And he was like, well, don't worry, I'll figure it out. I'm like, if it's going to be on, as long as those games are on PC, I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah. It's hard to say right now where or when. I'm pretty sure like anything that wasn't Sony based was going to be on PC besides Square.
Yeah.
Well, no, Square Enix one was. Demon Souls might be only on PlayStation though. So
correct.
But other than that, everything else looked like it's going to be mostly
and so
multi-platforms.
I don't feel like I'm really missing out. I'm also kind of going back towards. I do have really bad arthritis in my hands, sadly, and it's not going to get better. And so playing with a controller, dust is the one that has to deal with me after like an 8-hour stream when I'm crying because my hands hurt and I just want to slam them against something. You know, and it's like I can't do that to myself anymore. And no matter how much I feel like it's worth it in the long run, I can't. It's just damaging to my body. So I mean, am I gonna go over to Smitty's and play his? Yes. So you know,
you want to wait for it.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I'm excited, but again, I'm more excited for the games. I think the technology is really cool, but as far as marketing, they haven't really pushed me to feel the need to own this new technology. In my head, it was, am I going to get the new latest and greatest graphics card, or am I going to get the PlayStation?
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
What I mean? And now it's like, well,
I mean, if you're a PC gamer, you're gonna be PC gamer, and console gamer is gonna be console. But like,
also,
like I said, it's a matter with like the ether of like kind of like the difference with how Microsoft is Microsoft's promoting themselves to let you be able to play games everywhere as opposed to
and that's what I've always said though, is also like that's kind of their biggest downfall. You didn't make everything propriety, and as a child who was broke, when my mom said, "Do you want a PlayStation or an Xbox?" I went, thinky. Well, I can play computer games and all the Xbox games are on computer, or I can get a Sony and play the games that are only available on a PlayStation. So I made that assessment early as a child. So I've always been a Sony fan. I've always liked PlayStation. I've always leaned more towards that because as far as Xbox was concerned, it's owned by Microsoft. I have a computer. You know,
I think like overall though, like I mean, but then again, Microsoft's been kind of holy when it came to that because like I mean, like for instance, what's it called? Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of War all over the place. like you could like on PC because I've never bought an Xbox system. Then what was available? Like they have one. I don't know if they've released 2, 3, and 4. On PC.
Not 2. I did 1 because I played through 1. I couldn't get my hands on 2 or 3. I had to jump to 4, I think.
Yeah, it's like dumb. 1, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
like how old is that series? That series is old. Like I mean, come on. So yeah, now they're trying to focus on saying you can play on PC and stuff like that. And what Unknown says here, games are more important than consoles. The reason why this is a big deal with PlayStation, the reason why people are like going crazy, with reservations and stuff, is because they know for a fact if they want to play the games that Sony can provide, because they are really good on they have really good strong studios. I mean, like they made bangers. Like I mean, even on the PS4. PS4 has 18 exclusive games in its lifetime that you can only play on that system, and then and that's what drives people to play on that system. So like it's more important. It's more important on the game selection than what it is, and that's where Microsoft is trying to slowly change. Microsoft had to pivot. It wasn't because they chose to pivot. They had to pivot to survive, because there would have been no absolute way they would survive with the way that they were going with what they did with the Xbox One if they were going that same direction.
No,
but again, too, it seems like they're making the same mistake though, because what's coming out launch day for Xbox? There's like nothing really exciting, right? Like everything has gotten pushed back.
I haven't seen anything from their marketing.
Yeah, the biggest Well, the biggest hit was gonna be Halo, and then you remember I said after they announced that, I was like, "That's not coming out this year.
No.
This is coming out. That is coming out next year or in 2022. No freaking way that was coming out this year." When I saw that, and then their biggest other one was Fables. But like in Fable, we don't know when that's going to come out. I mean, I'm interested in Fables. I wanted to play it and see, and hopefully it's successful. But like overall, like it doesn't give you the drive to say I need a Series X to spend $500 on that system to be a part of it. I have a good computer. I can wait easily for it to come out to come out on PC, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not missing anything at that point. So so I mean, but like as for like you're saying Harry Potter, when it comes to Harry Potter and that stuff, I mean, it's an unfortunate deal that like how like, well, it's a good thing that we see how crazy J.K. Rowling is. Don't get me wrong, but like it's unfortunate that they put that much money in on the game and then announce it, and then now it's like, okay, so people are now on the fence of do they want to put their money, but you shouldn't feel guilty on wanting to play a game that you're interested in. So I would still check it out. I mean, if it's a good game, because it's not like J.K. Rowling made the game.
It's not like she profits off the sales of the game anyway. She's already made her money.
Yeah,
she's already got her money.
If you guys are confused as to what I'm talking about, after Hogwarts Legacy came out, my gay Twitter went off. So basically, she's transphobic, and she's also like she's what's considered a TERF.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, she's a feminist who.
First of all, there you go, Turk, like from Final Fantasy.
No, TERF, like TERF.
Oh, okay.
But not. So she's what's considered a TERF. It's basically like a Karen of like the transphobic world. Mm-hmm. She considers herself a feminist, and anyone who doesn't menstruate is not a real woman, even if you were born into the wrong body, essentially. And so she spills stupid shit out of her mouth a lot, and it sucks because
it's her foot and mouth.
Right, her body of work is fantastic. I'm not talking about the newest one where she uses the pen name of a psychiatrist who was a proponent of oh god, what's it called, where like they send you to gay camp so that you come back straight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she's literally inserting foot into mouth and butt at all times at this point. And for us who were big Harry Potter fans, and it's like magic is real and it exists in this world for us. And if you were a big book reader like I was, and it was funny, I was in a Christian school, so we weren't allowed to read it. So my dad immediately went out and bought me all of the books. And I spent summers teaching my best friend how to read. She was dyslexic and nobody knew it. And so we would do homework together. I would read out loud. She would answer questions. And it became very apparent that she didn't know how to read. Super smart. She couldn't read. And so how did I teach her how to read? Harry Potter. And I will never get those memories can never be taken from me. I don't care how nasty of a human she is. So when Hogwarts Legacy came out, like the little kid in me like cried, you know what I mean? And you're bringing me back that magic that I felt as a kid, that maybe one day I would wake up and I would get a letter and this place really existed. It doesn't, but maybe, and it's, speaking of it, she stole Hogwarts from the Labyrinth. Let's just be real here. Hogwarts, hello. It's said in the movie. If you're a Labyrinth fan like myself, you're welcome, because I just made that connection for you. So, gay Twitter is kind of all abuzz. Like, are we lining her pockets? Have we always kind of been lining her pockets? Can we play?
She got paid. No, she got paid. Yeah. She already got paid. They usually give a royalty check if they're going to use a license directly. So regardless if the game flops worth crap, she's still got her money, unless she did something special that said, I want the percentages for the sales or something crazy like that, which I don't, which odds are most people don't like.
It doesn't look like that's the case. So yes, she got a royalty check, but it doesn't, like, this is not a story that she came up with. The creators at this studio, the WB studio, they're the ones that created the story. They're the ones that worked hard on it. And to be quite honest, like, good for them. I feel like we should support them. And if someone's gonna shame me for playing Harry Potter and take my gay card, you can take it. It's fine.
Yeah, just play. I mean,
mean,
just like I said,
They
just
get
don't
mad at me for dating a man anyways.
Don't feel ashamed
Whatever.
of playing it. If you enjoyed wanting to play it, then I mean enjoy the game, because this is the same kind of argument that, like I was saying earlier, was with Metal Gear Solid 5 when it came out with Hideo Kojima. People did not want to line the pockets for Konami, but this is Hideo Kojima's last Metal Gear Solid. You know, like you will never see another one. And then people were kind of on the fence. I was like, should I still play this? Should I not play this? Should Smitty finally finish this so we can not pay $100 on Extra Life? We don't know. Like so I mean, it's just the different kinds of things like that. So like yeah, so I mean, I just say like just play the game. I would probably I would take the next step up to still check it out. If you like the game, then let people know about it. But at the same time, they shouldn't judge you because, like, saying, oh, because you're playing this, then your views are aligning to J.K. Rowling's.
Right.
Like, just like people would be so naive enough to do it. I mean, no, I would still do it still do it, because like it doesn't matter. She got paid for this regardless, one way or the other. So like,
no matter what happens here during this time right now, it's still, you know, a great time to be a gamer, a great time with these new console launches, just a great time to see all these new IPs, and bad timing for her specifically, but in general, great time for all of us to be still playing games and interested in this, because gosh, we have all this new stuff coming out. Like, it's amazing. Totally amazing. Even my dog thinks so. Like, you know, you're damn right, Jason. You're damn right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So like, before we stop on the subject, there's two things I wanted to kind of talk about before we wrap that up. Two things. With the system being $100 more than the Xbox, I heard some people complaining about that. I was thinking to myself, like, I don't think, I mean, even the all digital, or you already know where I stand. I think all digital from the long run is more expensive than what it would be with disc, and I don't like the idea of having a all digital version, because the games are flat out more expensive, and especially since the games are starting to look like they're going to be starting at $70 instead of $60 now, that it's like it's kind of slowly kind of getting back to like how it was in the early 90s, right? I didn't see the gain for it. But with that being said, with the systems being the all digital between the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 5, people were kind of upset that it wasn't closer. I was thinking the PS5's version is, you're still getting the same specs of what the $500 version is, as opposed to a dumbed down $300 version. Right. So it's like, so theoretically, it's like they didn't dumb down anything. It's just the only difference is that this one doesn't have a disc. So I was kind of like, wondering, because I thought there was going to be more of a pushback on the disc version, because I thought there was going to be more limited than the digital. But more people kind of went more on disc reservations, and I was more surprised about. But still, like, so. I was just thinking, like, did you think that this is going to be a problem, or like, what did y'all think about the discrepancy in the price, the competitive price with Microsoft?
Well, I had read too that I had read something about to get physical PS4 games, you need the disc drive to be able to make that upgrade from PS4 to PS5. Other than that, though, I mean, other than having I don't really, I mean, because like originally I said I was going to go with the disc, or the digital. But I don't know, something about not having the option to use a physical disc made me totally, I was like, that's enough for me to do it. So I was fine. I expected it to be around that price point. You know, they did not, I thought maybe they were going to try to do a little bit of undercutting, like they did with the PS4. They did not. They said, boom, it's going to be the same price for Max, and then $100 less for the digital only. However, the good thing is that you're not having any kind of, it is the exact same thing, basically, as the one with the disc. You're paying $100 extra for that Ultra Blu-ray, essentially, insertion. Yeah, I mean, that was, you know, that wasn't, I think they did fine as far as with that. I think it's, you get what you pay for, essentially, you know what I mean? So, and to be able to see, you know, what they've been boasting about the the SSD, the customized SSD that they got going on. They've been touting these speeds, this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to get my hands on it and see if the hype is real or not. But I thought as far as with that was fine.
Okay, cool.
I agree with Smitty. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I mean, it all depends on what kind of gamer you are, right? If it's something that you're really concerned on, if you want the physical media or not. I'm worried about the all digital, to be honest, and I'm worried about the size of hard drive space, of SSD hard drive space that we have. A terabyte is not a lot of space anymore, folks.
No.
It's not. And 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, it's laughable. A terabyte,
Right.
not when Smitty and I are trying to download Call of Duty Warzone and it's 800 gigs. You know what I'm saying? So we got ourselves a real problem here. So as long as we are able to switch out hard drives or attach external devices, then that would kind of make the all digital make more sense. That worries me. I'm a let's get physical. I'm a physical guy.
Yeah.
I like my hard copies of stuff, so I like having a disc drive plus the ability to play Blu-ray and stuff. That makes a lot of sense, so that's nice. For me personally, when the time comes to get the console, the disc version, 100%. Don't have any problem with the price point. I think the price point is fair for what we are dealing with, and even looking back in the history of how much the PlayStation systems cost, and even the Xbox systems, what they cost, and inflation. You look at the comparison, the PlayStation 5 is actually cheaper than some of their earlier offerings. So yeah, I'm 2 thumbs up with the whole thing.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good. That's good to know. But so basically, I think they definitely did a good job on the showcase on showing it. The only downsides I've always really thought overall was the marketing overall, from how this is way too late for everything. But that's all cool. But that's cool. I really like that. A really good discussion. Okay, so we will wrap up. The one last topic was going to be Smitty's quick topic of topic. So why don't we? So Smitty, what was your topic of the week?
So for me, I just wanted to quickly touch on some of the technology side of things that went down. You've got RTX that have now come up, and they have released this thing called Broadcast, which essentially includes their RTX voice, which we know launched earlier in the year on beta. I tried it out a little bit. I was having some issues with it. I haven't gone back. However, I think this is a nice tool. You've got along with this Broadcast, you basically have it's got a background replacer. It's got this what's on the screen right now, an auto frame, which it almost acts like the AI as a cameraman. It'll track, it'll zoom in, things like that. I think this is a great tool, especially where we are right now as far as within the pandemic. A lot of people are doing Zoom meetings and trying to figure out other ways to be able to push out media and content. I think this is going to be a really important tool moving forward with content creation and in terms of where we are as a society. These are huge. And again, you have to have, I believe, an RTX series GPU in order to, I believe, take full advantage. I don't know if you can do it without an RTX or if they have it.
You can do it with RTX. You can do it with the GTX. But actually the later
models
series too.
Okay. Yeah, but I thought this was super cool. The fact that this came out, obviously we had the 30 series come out as well. So the fact that Nvidia is going out there and you know what I mean, really refining these tools moving forward. When we first went into this, I said it's really going to be about these companies that are going to be innovative and bring us tools, because people can no longer not be in the digital space. It has forced a lot of people into the digital space, and people are responding by improving and giving people tools now to be able to make crisp, good productions and other means of moving forward in the digital space.
I will say this though. I think that they're just basically it's to get access to a good quality stream with less resources, or trying to have like, how you have to set up your setup like for streaming to do certain things. They're just trying to make it as simplistic as possible so you don't have to. So a person who doesn't know all the stuff or didn't want to go through the whole process of trial and error, they could do that. So that's what that's what Nvidia is trying to do. And then hopefully, I haven't messed with I haven't done the upgrade. I was going to mess with it after sometime this week to see how it's going to work. But like, because like when they say like, like you don't need a green screen, at first when I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, let me check it out. Then I hate that weird wavy effect on the background. Like your face is sometimes like visible then invisible and stuff. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'll just use a green screen. Like I'll switch back to where I know it's going to work correctly. But so like I want to put the money where their mouth is when it comes to that kind of stuff, and try to, so I can test it myself to kind of get a full opinion on how strong this thing is. And especially since when the 3090 comes out, because I am planning on getting one of those to see how that will really really come and affect the style of of it normally. So yeah. What about you, Jason?
Oh, I love it. I think this is fantastic. I'm a big Nvidia supporter. I've always had GeForce even through the 90s. I absolutely am excited for this. I'm happy to see the evolution of this. I guess I'm going to put my age out there a little bit. I mean, I'm celebrating 10 years of streaming on various accounts, of course. But I mean, I was streaming on Justin TV back before people were even streaming games, and I had this big complicated setup. And think about that for a second. This was a time when people weren't really streaming video games, and if you were streaming a video game, people would come into your chat, and all it would do is be like, whoa, how are you actually capturing the footage to do this? Like, how are you doing this? Because there was this before capture cards, all right, or gamer level capture cards. This is before audio interfaces in the gaming space. This is the digital area for that was unknown. So I had this big complicated setup. Even today, I still have this massively complicated setup to do a lot of these things, but I have full control over it. But if I can get some software or some hardware and some software bundled together like this that enable me to do these fun things and make my life a lot easier and offload, offload that task to the GPU, let it go, let it do its job. Great. Let it do that. I used the GTX voice. I tried that earlier last year. I thought that was pretty fantastic. And I was really happy to see kind of where this is going. So to kind of summarize and wrap it up, I'm really happy to see the evolution of this move forward and people look at streaming. Of course, it's because there's money involved now, but to see that streaming is actually taking a center stage and people are making webcams, audio interfaces, even podcasting, for fuck's sake. Man, 10 years ago, I've been podcasting 10 years, back before anyone knew what a podcast was. And now we have mixers that are like Broadcaster Pro, and it's got soundboards, and it's got like, bro, I wish I had that back in the day. Right? I wish I did. I mean, look at this. I got this shit right here. Let me just show you, man. I'm so glad I don't have to use this webcam anymore, right? I'm glad I don't have to use this. All right, it's my Logitech, whatever it is. I don't even know.
It's not even a 480. It's like 240 or something like that. It's like,
and at 12 frames a second, all right? I look great. I'm happy about it all. Happy about it all.
Definitely, technology making it smarter, not harder. Definitely,
absolutely.
What about you, Lex? What do you think?
I agree. So I skipped the 20 series because I was waiting for the 30. I then had a friend offer me my current graphics card at just a price I couldn't say no to, and so I upgraded to a 2080. What
2080?
2080. Yeah, it's the special, the EVA edition. So I do have the 2080. I like it. I think it's great. My computer just runs so much better with it. Now, I was going to skip this one because I was waiting for the 3000 series. Am I a little sad that I busted open my wallet a little too soon? Maybe. But also now people are offering me a lot of money for my card.
The RTX 20. See, most people were kind of jumping the ship because they saw like they're comparing. It's basically someone comparing like the previous year's model to this next year. Yes, there's a substantial increase, but at the same time, it's not so substantial to a point where you'd be angry enough to be like, I don't know why I bought a 2080 and should have waited 2 years. So like so people need to kind of get off the high horse on when like I can't believe I wasted my money on an RTX 2080 series. 2080 series is a good card. Yeah.
Oh, it's a fantastic card.
Yeah.
Oh, she's beautiful. I absolutely adore her. I mean, before I would open COD, and if I had OBS open, my computer would break, and I was losing my mind. I hate you, COD. So it sucks because like I only play that game to play with my friends, and then if my quality goes from 1080 on my stream to maybe you're hearing what I'm saying, but my picture is now frozen for the next 10 minutes. Come on. Or or it would like finally settle down, right? But every time I would load into a game, issues would start happening again. This card, that's never happened, and I don't think it ever will. I haven't even had to touch any settings. It's just like I put it in, and it was like, shh, I got this, and it was like, oh, thank you. And I think it's great. I think it's really cool what they're doing with the 30 series. I think it's a beautiful card. I don't have FOMO yet.
Well, really, just not, you don't need to worry about the 30 series. It's more of the fact that the RTX technology that they're adding in their next update is where it's going to be. Like, and
you can download this stuff now.
I guess my question is like the background technology, is that going to work on my 2080 series?
Yeah.
Well,
all that stuff will. Yes. Cause I got a 2070 and I don't really feel a need. I said if I was going to take a step up, then I would build a whole separate computer and then basically make this one my streaming PC is what I would do. Otherwise, I'm probably going to wait and see what the next thing is. But I don't feel like I've got plenty in my 2070 that it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but still, the technology stuff, though, I'm excited. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be. I got on the upgrading to a 30 series. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm excited for the technology part of all the stuff that they're doing, the things that they've been doing with that. So I'm excited. I went and I tried downloading. I got to upgrade update my drivers. I didn't want to do it before the podcast because what would have happened. So I'll be doing it after the podcast.
Classic Smitty mode all over again. It was before.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. We didn't want to do that. So I'm excited. I love the fact that they're doing this stuff. Did they release
the drivers for it?
I haven't checked yet. I just know I tried installing it and it wouldn't let me. It said I need to upgrade my drivers. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll have to take a look at it later.
Cool. Yep.
That's cool. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So definitely going to be seeing it. Hey, Jason, just wanting to know, like, so what do you have planned? Like, what's your plan for the week? Stream wise, like, what do you have any projects and stuff, or what's going on with you?
Well, I stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday every week. Thursday we do retro gaming. Friday we do open gaming. I do either like modern or co-op or community game nights. And then Saturday night, actually right after I'm recording this, I'm going to hop over to the DJ set and I do a live 2-hour improv DJ set. So I do that weekly. Other than that, I'm uploading on YouTube. I do my podcast as well, Heine House Gaming and Tech Podcast. It's a weekly show. That's been going on for almost I guess a year and a half now. So doing that, having a great time playing games, loving the community. That's what I do. I base it off of community engagement. We hang out, we have a good time, and I'm just thankful to be here every day. I woke up, so feeling good, and if anyone wants to take part, come on by, say hi. Water's really good. You don't even have to dip your toe in. You just jump right in. It's fantastic. It's like CFG. We got a great community of people. So we have a Discord and everything. And because I have 2.5 million links to everything I've been doing over the last 10 years, I just break it down to my website, heinehouse.com. Go there. Everything is there.
That's fair. Awesome, dude. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it, man.
Really appreciate the invite. It's always a pleasure, you guys. Thank you.
Yes. Smitty, what about you? What's your plans for the week?
This week, we finished. What the hell is it? Detroit Become Human. Yes, that was beautiful. I loved it. I did kill everybody. Damn near killed everybody. However, we did finish.
How dare you? How do you
Regardless,
do that?
I don't know. There are things that I missed. Mistakes were made. But I enjoyed it. What a great story. What a great game. I loved it. I'm looking forward to going through and running through it again. But I think I'm gonna either move. I think I'm gonna move to Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm gonna go back to Metal Gear Solid 5. We're gonna do it on stream. So we'll play that on Thursdays, and then we'll run something else on Fridays, probably like Overwatch or Community Game or something like that. But I'm excited to get into it. That was an awesome game. Let's move on to the next one. Time to kill out Metal Gear Solid. Finally see how that son bitch ends. And then that's what we got going on, bruh.
Nightmare Wolf is Smitty. How dare you? Did you kill Connor? Oh, he did kill Connor. Not only did he kill Connor, like early. It was like it wasn't like close to the end.
So many times. I think I killed Connor the most.
He was. I don't know what is wrong. Like I saw the way he was playing. I was like, what the hell? He killed the child. He killed the girls. He was. He was
not intentionally.
Totally of all the deaths.
I was making all the bad decisions. I was making all the wrong decisions.
I would have to say that is probably the most entertaining way of watching it. Is like seeing a person fail so badly, of like not killing it, like finding a way to kill everyone that you're trying to save. Wow, yeah, it was terrible.
It was good. That was good though. It was good.
Lex, what do you have planned up for the week?
Well, hopefully Monday we are done with Song of Horror. Last week we were 5 minutes away from beating it, and I don't want to talk about it. And now we have to start. So
how long of a game is it? Like if you start from the beginning to the end, like how long of it are we talking?
I don't know. I could look.
No, don't look it up. I'm just wondering, like, is it something that you could do one seating?
I could look at how many hours I've played, right?
Oh, well, you have different versions, right?
I played 46 hours.
Jesus. Okay, never mind. So that's
just getting started.
Prologue. You just finished the prologue.
That's exactly what
you did. Yeah.
Well, the last one is a little bit of a doozy because it shows you a list of multiple people before you start the fifth chapter. The fourth and fifth are the longest chapters. Chapter 3 was pretty long too. I think chapter 1 and they just keep getting longer and longer. You have more and more tasks while still having to keep the presence at bay in multiple different scenarios. But the last chapter is basically, it shows you your book of people like Etienne and Sophie and all of your characters, but none of them can be reached except for the girl, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but I think it's just her and Daniel. And if you kill her on accident, well then by golly gee, you better not kill him, because then you got to start over. There's no save point. You don't get to go back.
That's crazy.
That
but
sucks.
It's fine. I'm not mad.
Well,
You're mad.
I hope that you're going to finish that up on Monday. Was that it for the week, or you have anything else that's planned?
No, yeah, we got Spooky Tuesday. On Tuesday, we're gonna play some D&D, and then Wednesday, we're coming to get you. Barbara is Alien Isolation. We've named our alien Barbara. She's doing well. Thank you for asking. And Thursday is Community Nights.
Nice, awesome.
We've been playing Among Us, and Dust is not allowed to play with us anymore.
Because you get killed too much by Dust? That's funny.
No, he's a little cheater, and he's just like, oh, I saw you. And it's like, no, you didn't. Get out of here.
That's exactly what Dust says. All right. That's funny.
What about you, David? What do you got going on, man?
How good at lying I am.
Okay, so basically Monday I'm gonna start a new game. You know what? I've been wanting to play this. I've been procrastinating it for a long time, so I'm definitely gonna start playing it more seriously. I'm gonna start Yakuza
nice.
0.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start the beginning of that series and see where that's going to go. So I'm going to be playing that Monday through Wednesday at 11 to 2 Central, and do that. Then Thursdays we're going to be doing play some Animal Crossing, to kind of chill out. And then Friday, I'm going to play this new game from Atlas called 13 Sentinels, I guess Rim. So that's a new game from Vanillaware, who did Dragons not Dragon's Quest. I can't remember the name. Can't remember. It's a side-scrolling action game that they did.
Dragon Tales.
No, it's not Dragon Tales. But anyways, it's a really cool game. The people, the same people did Odin Sphere and stuff like that. So definitely been wanting to play that game. It's been highly anticipated for me. So the same people that did Odin Sphere. There we go.
We just found that yesterday at Goodwill.
Oh, Odin Sphere?
No
God,
yeah.
yeah. That's a great game. Very, very good game. So definitely check that one out. But you should play the other one that okay, this is really gonna hurt me. That's really annoying. I cannot remember the name of this other one. It's a real fun game. It plays like Golden Axe and stuff, but
cool.
But Dragon
Golden Axe.
Dragon's Crown. That's what it's called. Dragon's Crown. There we go. Yeah, Dragon's Crown. It was a great side-scrolling action game. But yeah, so they're the same people that made all those games. So going to play that on Friday, and just chill out pretty much the rest of my free time. So anyways, we'll go with that. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for checking out episode number 65 of the CFG Gamecast. We really appreciate it. You could always check us out every weekend live, and check out the podcast itself on any podcast services on the following Monday. We will be back again next week with some more awesome conversations. We would love for you to be a part of those conversations. You can check us out on the any podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, what have you, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out the full package of stuff that we like to make. So once again, I'd like to thank Jason Heine from the Heine House to be a part of us this week. It was awesome to talk to him about PlayStation. But we will see you again next time. So this is Davis, Smitty, and Lex signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.
See you later.
Mm-hmm.
No, I suppose.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go use the bathroom again.